to be fat is fatphobic.
Did people in concentration camps, were they ever fat? No.
I used to think clothes just weren't flattering. No, babe, the body wasn't flattering.
What's up everybody, my name is Amir and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing and talking about the plethora of fat positive and body positivity content out there. We have been seeing this rise of body positivity, fat positive content out there, and it's honestly sad to see because for a lot of these people, it is a slow death. So without further ado, we're just gonna dive straight into this content.
There are worse things to be than fat. Let's stop acting like the worst thing someone can be is fat. They could be racist, or they could be mean, or they could be the type of person who throws litter on the street, or they could hate dogs, or chew with their mouth open. Basically, if they're not hurting any.
The song has some valid points. There are a lot of other things to be focusing on. But at least for me, in terms of this whole fat positivity movement and pushing for people to just leave fat people alone, the big reason why I started to be more vocal against, the body positivity movement and people who are overweight is because of this push for free healthcare within the United States. And this notion that we should be having free healthcare for all of our citizens and this and that. No, I don't feel comfortable giving my taxpayer money to go towards a healthcare system that is paying for the diabetes and all the heart problems and deaths for people who are choosing to be obese. And there's a lot of people who's like, oh, Amir, like people don't really choose to be fat. There's a lot of other things, yada yada. In the words of my friend Alex, HRH Collection, I'm gonna play this clip from her, and it sums up all of our words, I think, in a really good way.
You're a liar. If you're fat, it's because you're overeating. It's not because you have a thyroid problem. It's not because you have some kind of a disease. It's because you're eating too much. I already told you guys about the analogy. Did people in concentration camps, were they ever fat? No. Do you not see what I mean? If you were to lock yourself in a closet, do you think that you would gain weight? Like, do you see what a liar you are? I cannot stand the delusion. Get the off of my page with your delusional bullshit. I can't stand it, and I will call you out. Bye.
She ate and left no crumbs. That's the truth of the matter, is that for a lot of people, they fail to realize that back in them concentration camps in the Holocaust, them people were skinny, okay? A lot of people who are overweight and big, it's due to them. We're gonna get into some other videos that push back on this and, we'll respond, but that's how I feel, okay? Again, I'm all for leaving fat people alone, not necessarily like bullying them, but at the same time, if these fat people are gonna impede in normal people's spaces, saying airlines need to make their seats bigger, they need to get free airline seats, they need free health care, they need this, and that, no. Now you're involving me, now you're including me into your life, and I'm gonna be vocal about it. That's just the truth of the matter.
So it's fatphobic to not want to be fat? Yeah, actively not wanting to be fat is fatphobic. So I'm fatphobic for not being fat. Am I supposed to want to be fat? Wow, do you love to miss my point. No one is saying you have to want to be fat. Just stop encouraging size change in general. So you're saying that exercising and being smaller bodied doesn't inherently make me fatphobic. You're not fatphobic for exercising. I exercise too, and so do plenty of fat people. And being smaller bodied doesn't make you fatphobic. Growing up in a fatphobic society makes you fatphobic. And that's not your fault. It's not my fault either. But we have to deal with it. It's a bias that we're taught that we have to fight. I'm just hurt because it feels like you're shaming me for caring about my health and having an eating disorder. And I don't know how to process that. I'm not shaming you for anything. I'm just suggesting that you have uninvestigated fat phobia that you should investigate.
I honestly don't even know what to say to that. They're in Delulu land. They're literally delusional to think that encouraging size change, encouraging a healthy lifestyle and someone to lose weight is fat. I said this in the last video. What's the actual definition of fat phobia? What is fat phobic? Because I ain't scared of fat people, but I don't like it. Also known as anti-fat is the implicit and explicit bias of overweight individuals that is rooted in a sense of blame and presumed moral failing. Being overweight or fat is highly stigmatized in Western culture. Good. It's the truth of the matter. You're literally killing yourself. I care about the people around me. If you're fat or overweight, if I don't see you actively doing something about it, or like I don't hear from you that you want to change it, I'm going to say something. Do I care about your life? We talked about in the last video about 4 of the overweight body positivity influencers. They're all dead because they're overweight. This isn't being mean. This isn't being hateful. It's the truth of the matter. Like, add all the phobias all you want. Add all the phobics. Add all just keep coming up with stuff to be offended about. I don't care at this point. The truth of the matter is there are overweight people and they're dying. And something needs to be said about it. Western culture is truly too damn privileged. We barely go through things to the point where we're so concerned about how people are referring your pronouns, and you're angry and you're demanding an extra seat on the airplane when across the country, across the world, there's people dying and can't even eat. And guess what? All the people dying that can't eat, they skinny. They're not stuffing their mouths full of food all the time. Oh my gosh. Tired of all these people living in Delulu land. They literally live on another planet. Like, these people are gone to some galaxy, and it's not right. But in the same breath, if you want to live in a galaxy and you want to make your room a galaxy, then I think it's a perfect opportunity for you to check out today's sponsor, Galaxy Lamps. I've seen this lamp constantly in my friends' stories, and we're on TikTok or Instagram Reels. It looks really cool, but I never thought like where people got it or how it even works to begin with. But Galaxy Lamps has it covered. It's a smart light projector that is connected to your phone, so within the mobile app that they provide you, you can change the color, the brightness, the rotation speed, a timer to turn on and off. It's fully customizable, and if you have smart home devices like stuff from Amazon or Google, you can control it all with your voice. So you say whatever you want, from switching modes to turning on or off, setting timers. You can say it with your voice, and it can all be controlled through your smart devices. And the best part is that it's energy efficient too, so you don't have to worry about being on all night, or if you fall asleep with the lights being projected all over your room. It's okay if you go to sleep. It's not gonna overheat. It's not gonna run up the light bill. So if you've been seeing this around and kind of been curious about how it works or wanting to try it out for yourself, be sure to use the link below to get it for you, whether it's you, your friends, your kids, your cousins, whoever it may be. Use code Amir for 15% off your order, or use the link below and it'll take you right to their website. So now, just like the people we just reviewed, they want to live in another galaxy and in the Delulu land, so can you with Galaxy Lamps. So thank you for sponsoring today's video.
You're overweight, like, just work out. But my sister brought up a really like mind-blowing point. When you're being fat phobic, you're also being a little bit classist. Have you heard of this argument?
I've not heard of that.
When you're somebody who has less money, it's a lot easier to be overweight.
To buy a whole meal at a grocery store is a lot more expensive. But if you go like to say a McDonald's, they have like $1
Or Little Caesars.
yeah, you could get pizza for $10.
No, because for $10, here's the deal. I'll admit, you can get more variety by eating out at fast food restaurants. You can get way more variety, but you can still eat healthy and cheap for that same amount of money. It's just gonna be the same thing every single day. For $10, you can go to the grocery store, like a Aldi or a Trader Joe's, and get 2 pounds of ground beef, some rice, and some broccoli, and there's all your meals. Done, easy, healthy, ready to go. So I used to think this way. I used to think that, it makes sense why people who are less affluent, it makes sense why they're a little bigger, because they have all the fast food and all these things easy for them to get, and it's cheap, easy, and quick. But they fail to realize that, if you just budget it out right, or like cook meals in bulk, you can make it last and stretch. Like a pot of spaghetti, miss me. A pot of spaghetti lasts so long. I used to hate when my mama makes spaghetti because we'd have leftovers for like the whole week. So there's things that can be done.
Like groceries that would come out to what, like $30-$40 or $50, depending on how big your family is.
To even have time to work out is also a privilege. A lot of people who are like lower income, they're working to get by, bro. They're working long hours, long shifts. They're not gonna have time to even work out. Like, obviously they're gonna be overweight.
And I used to think that way too. Like, they're too busy working their 2 jobs and they're tired, this and that. Listen, if you have time to, then you have time to work out. Full stop, period. If you have 30, everybody has, no matter how many jobs you're working, where you're at in your life, kids or no kids, it does not matter. You can find 30 minutes out of your day to get on the floor and do some push-ups, some sit-ups, some crunches. You can find 15 minutes a day to go on a walk around the neighborhood. It can be done. There are things that everybody can do and everybody has access to get up and work out.
Too tired to cook, so they're just buy a piece of pizza.
It's not necessarily anybody's fault, right? It's not necessarily an ugly thing, because people can't help but be overweight.
You can help. Listen, like Alex said, them people in them concentration camps, they weren't fat. Just stop eating so much. If you literally just start fasting, eat the same thing every day, like some ground beef, rice, and broccoli, you're going to lose weight. Like, it's that simple, and anybody can do that. Everybody has access to do that. But these lame excuses of, oh, I can't work out, or oh, too much money, or oh, working too much. I'm trying not to be mean. I really want to be peaceful. But at the same time, again, when you're impeding my space and you're demanding me to respect you and you're demanding me to have my tax money go to your free healthcare, I'm not living in this Delulu land. You want to live in a galaxy, get that lamp, turn your room into a galaxy, and go crazy on your own. But you're not gonna rope me into this false reality that everybody's perfect, everybody looks the same, don't judge anybody. No.
Not making yourself.
Okay, this Leo Skepi situation. This is the video that he deleted, and he made an apology video, which we'll get into. But this is the video that he posted that just went circled all around, and he got called what phobic is it for this video? Fatphobic. He called fatphobic, okay? For making these comments, and let's just see what he said.
Eyes in something does not give you grounds to talk and degrade the brand. Brands are allowed to want a certain look and image with their products. They are allowed to make things for the people they want to make them for. I've been seeing too many people talking recently, and it's pissing me off. People are allowed to have preferences, and brands are allowed to create an image with what they want and have a specific type of person wear what they have. Not everybody needs to be catered to by everything and everyone. And this is a lesson I had to learn when I was fat. I used to think clothes just weren't flattering. No, babe, the body wasn't flattering. But a lot of brands don't make my size, and a lot of still. And if a piece of clothing is not flattering on you, it doesn't mean the item or product is not flattering or is not good. It's not made for you. I'm a size 16 shoe. A lot of brands don't make my size. Do I waste my time and lend my energy and focus to what I don't want and what I can't have and attacking brands for not making my size?
He's spitting straight fire right now. That's the truth. Your energy should not be spent on, oh my gosh, brand A, accept me for who I am. You need to be doing more for fat people. We need more this, we need more that. No, it's not feasible. The brands make brands for certain people, and that's okay. If there's not enough fat brands out there for you, then I'm sorry, don't be fat. Like, it is what it is. And there's people who have things with them, like this guy, a size 16 shoe. He can't help the size of his foot. You sure can help the size of your body, but he can't help the size of his foot. But even him, he understands that, not everything's going to be catered to him, and that's fine. It's 2024. We can't expect every brand and everything to cater to you. That's not real life.
Every single human being is very powerful. You have to be careful with where you put your attention and your focus. For you to stick your attention and your energy on what doesn't work for you, what is not made for you, and what brands don't want you to wear their, you're never going to have mental space to think and look for and discover brands that are made for you. You can't keep focusing on what you don't want and find what you do want. Get your attention off of the that's not for you and the things you don't like. I'm never gonna find my size in shoes that I like if all I'm doing is sitting here crying how most brands only go to a 13. I'm gonna go buy the shoes that go to my size. But key point here, if my focus is nothing but stuck on the brands that don't make my size, I'm gonna feel nothing but frustrated, irritated, singled out, and pissed off. That's a waste of your energy. Being a human being is a very valuable experience, and it's a very precious thing. Don't waste your time on the shit that's not for you.
I adore this man. I hate that he deleted this video and that he made a little apology video. This is everything.
Nonsense irritate you. I know social media has a big mental illness of its own with contributing to people lacking perspective of what really matters. Clothes not being in every single person's size is very, very minute and a very minuscule thing compared to what else is going on in the world. Maybe go the outside and go experience some real contrast and see what other people are really dealing with and living with, and you might be a little more appreciative of your situation.
Thank you. We're so privileged in the United States. We're worried about, oh, this brand doesn't have my shirt size. Come on now. Go outside and touch grass.
And the fact that you can go find other shit that does fit you. Brands are allowed to do what they want. I'm not saying they're right or wrong for discriminating. They're gonna do it. You about it is gonna do nothing but ruin your emotional state and your mental state. Yep. That's what I want to protect you from. I gotta be a little harsh with you because I love you. But get your focus off the shit that ain't for you so you can find what is.
There's genuinely nothing wrong with what was said. I love that video. I don't understand why there's so much backlash. Obviously, people got in their feelings and they got hurt because a lot of the fat girls are probably like, oh my gosh, this brands won't make stuff for me. Like, now I'm angry. Like, go find what works for you and go about your day. That's why, ooh. I'm so over it. And I react to this stuff and I make this content to show that, one, if you're thinking this in your head, you're not alone, okay? Like, we're all on the same page regarding this whole, like, fat phobia, body positivity movement. But two, be vocal like he did. And obviously, he deleted the video. You know, nothing he said was wrong. And he goes through it himself. He used to be fat and he still to this day can't find clothes that fit him because of his shoe size. But here's the apology video.
All right, to hit this properly, the ego is checked at the door. I got some to own up to. I deleted the video because it does the opposite of what I want to do. It made a lot of people feel unsafe with me, and that's the last thing that I want. So this is not going to be a sappy apology video and be manipulative to try and win anybody over. This all made me realize the time in my life when I was overweight actually does trigger the in me. And it's not the body and the way that I looked that triggered me. It's the painful mindset I was stuck in that I do not want to be reminded of. My whole childhood and early adulthood, I felt very trapped and powerless in a body and a mind that I hated. It wasn't my physical appearance. I thought it was. It was really feeling like I had no control over my life and what that perception did to me.
Essentially, he didn't apologize. He more so just doubled down a little bit and explained that he deleted it because it was pissing more people off when he feels like he should have gave more backstory on how he used to be fat, and so to this day there's brands that don't make clothes that fit him. But he was trying to get people to twist their perspective and saying, you know, instead of attacking the brand, just go shop at the brands that do make stuff for you, and then if you really want to be able to change, go and make a brand that works for you in your size. That's all that man was saying, and it's been a over there on TikTok. How many views is it at right now? Yeah, 5 million views on that apology video. So this whole fat phobia conversation is just so played out because it literally is so simple. It's just, if you're fat, go about your day, live your life. It's not even that you're fat, it's when you're pushing your life on other people. You're saying, oh, Southwest, I need a free airline ticket because I can't fit in a normal seat. Oh, I want free healthcare because I need to take care of like diabetes medicine or like any medicine I may have or may get. When it's impeding on my life, that's when you open the doors for me to criticize you. Or when you're constantly moaning about all these brands and trying to be a fake activist and fighting for them to push and make more clothes to fit you, that's when you make it publicly available to get criticized. I'm okay with getting criticized. I make a YouTube account. I have a channel. I'm okay with people like giving me crap and coming back at me because I've opened the door to that, okay? I'm a public persona. I do this full time. I've opened the door to be criticized and I'm fine with that. And so should you, as fat influencers, telling other girls that it's okay to be big when they're literally dying.
Travel might look a little different for us plus size folks, but it's still possible. The airlines should do a better job accommodating us, but until then, I'll keep shouting my message from the rooftops.
Shout your message from the rooftops and we're going to keep shouting right back at you because this is not acceptable. No airline is going to modify their entire plane to fit your big ass. Be lucky they got you a seatbelt extender and be lucky that they're not telling you to you can't get on the plane. You're too big. I got to pay for my luggage because it's overweight, but you ain't got to pay extra because you overweight. Make it make sense. Listen, this will make no. That's literally what I was just talking about. The caption, everyone deserves to travel comfortably no matter what their size or abilities. False. Don't be mad just because you big and you keep eating. Like literally become a plus size, it's a plus size travel account. I'm just mind blown right now. Literally, if you were just to, you know, eat moderately and fast, you would fit on any plane and you would be fine. But instead you want the world to just revolve around you and your bigness and failing to realize that it's a slow death that is happening within your body right now. So if you want to be vocal and fight and push for all these brands to coddle you and console you and do as you may, then get ready for the storm of people being fat phobic for telling the truth for what it is.
If you're not visibly thin, remember, your body does not equate to health. Say it with me. If you're not visibly and acceptably thin, your body does not equate to health, according to society's standards.
You know what? I'll give that to her. Just because you are thin does not mean that you are automatically healthy. There are issues that a lot of thin people face, average body people face, and just because they look okay, does that mean internally that they are. But the flip side cannot be said. If you are big, that is an issue in itself, okay? If you are thin, if you are like anorexic thin, that's a different thing. But if you're just like thin or average bodied, then and you're unhealthy, there's something else to it typically. But if you are big, being big in itself is a problem, is a disorder, it is a health condition, just being big in general. So that's where it's not, the math isn't mathing.
Exhibit A. A fat person could be doing something very mundane like working out or eating a salad, and someone will comment, if you actually liked working out, you wouldn't look like that. If you actually ate like that, you wouldn't look like that.
Yeah, and I hate those comments too. Like, don't... It's so stupid. Like, what do you want the fat people to do? Do you want them to sit there and eat a cheeseburger, or do you want them to eat a salad and get healthy? Give them credit where credit is due, okay? Like, if you have these brands like Nike promoting like they have like overweight clothing attire, and there's a big person in a Nike ad, that's a good thing because they're clearly working out. So like, why are you complaining?
You wouldn't be that size. Meanwhile, the day you commented on that fat person working out or eating that salad could be the process in their journey, and they may have lost 100 pounds. But you wouldn't know that unless you knew them personally.
So yeah, I agree with that creator. Like, if you are fat shaming or being just mean in general, then like, it's not... What are you doing? That's rude. It's not okay. Especially if they're working out. Now, if they're advocating for people being big, that's another story. But if you see a fat person working out, give them the credit where credit is due. Well, that was fun. Overall, with this movement, the fat positive movement, body shaming, the whole ordeal, it is just sad that you have people really fighting for and pushing for people to be fine with being overweight when we all know it's a slow, painful death. Not even slow, painful, it's a slow, silent death. Being big, unless an issue does come up. It's just have to know what can be real and transparent about it. I'm tired of the infighting. I'm tired of the pointless arguing back and forth. What's fatphobic, what's not, or cancel this person for saying this, and hypocrisy over here. It's all played out and dusted. It's fake. We all see that it's fake, and it's frustrating. I think it irritates me because it's something that people can choose. Like, it's literally so easy. I say it's easy. It's not that easy, but it can be done. I think that's why, because it's all about control, and that's something you can't control. Whereas like with the black issues and the gay issues, I can't control that I'm black and gay. And a lot of people like speaking on my behalf and making content about it. And, you know, I can be more rational and talk calmly about those issues. But when it comes to the fat folk, it's like literally just lose weight. But again, I'm mean and fatphobic for saying that. Ooh, shivery timbers. I digress. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate you a ton being here. And like I mentioned in every video, do know and trust that whatever you put your mind to, focus on it, tunnel vision, you can and will achieve your goals and dreams. Just keep fighting for it. Don't let anybody distract you, anybody take you down, come up with any excuses. Literally, fight for it. Know that you're worth it. Know that you will get it, manifest it, and it will come your way. So with that being said, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for dealing with my lisp with this Invisalign that I got this week to fix my gap. I got sunburnt. You see a little tan going. It's been a lot going on, but regardless, thank you for being here. Keep your eyes peeled on more content to come this month, and I will see you in the next video. Deuces.